It's the fourth quarter. Chiefs are down 20-9. Kareem Hunt fumbles. The is really Kansas City and Chiefs Kingdom, where it doesn't appear that they're going to be able to overcome another collapse in terms of what they can actually accomplish offensively. Things aren't going their way. Heads are low. Chris Jones comes onto the field, ignites the crowd. Everyone starts to feel better. And then the emergence of Rashee Rice in the fourth quarter and overtime not only ignites the offense, but gives them the confidence and the will to go through and beat the Indianapolis Colts and keep their playoff hopes alive. That is exactly what we saw on Sunday against those Colts and what we are going to see today. I charted every single rep from Rashee Rice, every route, every time he played man coverage, every time he played zone. And today on RGR Football, we are going to dive into those reps. Not every single one, obviously, but some of the more important things that I wanted to shed a light on here. My name is Daniel Harms, senior film analyst here at RGR Football. And if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that sub button right now. We are usually Ryan, myself. We go through all the information you guys need. Q&As on Monday. You've got a Gary video. Gary McKenzie will part of our team, as well as our favorite moderators come in all the time. Please allow me to earn a like from you guys as we dive into Chiefs tape, because this is really where it comes down to. This is what Wednesdays are all about for me. And I'm starting off with the second play from scrimmage for the Chiefs offense, the RPO that basically might have saved their entire season. The reason I say that is because obviously after the Colts go in and they score from this point on, the Chiefs offense changes. It's not the coaching hubris that he came into this game with, Andy Reid. We see here, this is actually the right call. Really nice job here from Rashee Rice to beat Charvarius Ward in man-to-man coverage. If you watch the defense, they're all going to shed this way, actually go with that RPO, except for Latu, who's going to get his eyes on the quarterback because everybody knows the RPO is coming. This really should be an explosive play for the Chiefs, because right there, that little push release from Rashee Rice to gain entrance to the inside, if you get a little bit of movement downhill from Latu, or if Patrick throws this with a little less of a fireball, he might actually throw him into space. Latu makes a great play and then gets the interception. This would have been a very big play. But this is part of the reason that we have talked about for a long time about getting rid of some of the RPOs, stripping them out of the playbook. And Andy Reid has said multiple times about how he's calling the runs, he's calling the plays, the RPOs, and they're not being handed off. Well, there is a reason for that. And because Patrick likes the looks. And that is a part of the reason why the Colts defense did what they did there. Latu saw that coming. And the reason I say that it might have saved their season is because it forced a change. Andy Reid came in, thought they were going to do the exact same thing they've always done and just run RPOs and get into it that way. And it changed the dynamic. They called 18 under center plays, 16 of them were runs. And that helped the offense kind of settle in, helped Patrick slow down a little bit more in that fourth quarter and overtime. But ultimately, it forced a change, which is something that we need to continue to see in plays like this. Now, you've got Xavier Worthy here in the slot. He is running a little bit of a over route here with Rashee Rice in this spot route underneath. I want to see more of this. This is the type of play where you can run Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy from the same spot. Letting him run more in breakers, I think, is a good idea. In breakers, out breakers, not just necessarily down the field stuff, but overall what you get to see here is that when he's going across the middle of the field, or that spot route here from Rashee Rice, is it gets the eyes of two defenders here. They're going to be right on him, and that's exactly what Patrick Mahomes wants, right? And the reason that we see how this lines up is because when we have a spot route to this area here, right here, and then you have that over route layered behind it, what does the defense see? The defense sees Patrick Mahomes' eyes, right, in the same direction as the quick throws to Rashee Rice. And when you have that, you create space over the middle of the field from the defense. So this is what I want to see more of for Xavier as well as Rashee Rice, because you can create space. This is a 9-yard gain, nearly a first down for them on first down. But overall, I want to see more of that from the Chiefs offense, because Rashee Rice as well as Xavier Worthy need to be integrated more to run real routes. I think the route tree that he ran, that being Rashee Rice, getting all the targets over the middle of the field, is scheme dependent and defense dependent at times as well. But what I want to also focus on here is our guy Kingsley Suamataia, who is continuing to have a fantastic season in his second year in the NFL. Really nice job. Singled up here. You see that hand? He kind of grabs onto it, doesn't allow the disengagement from the defensive tackle, and then he's just going to let his feet do the rest of the work. He brings that right arm underneath. He gains control of the situation, and he gets back in front of that defensive tackle. So there's movement there. Obviously, Josh Simmons loses that rep initially. It's a little bit late there, but we saw him just be fantastic for most of this football game. So not something I'm holistically burned about. But the ways you can use Rashee Rice, not just early in the game of drawing attention, but after a game like he had against the Colts, will open up more things for an offense. This is one of the plays where he didn't have a great day. The first half of this football game, he didn't have all of it with him. And I say that because one of the things that we noticed from him in the first half is miscommunications, not really seeing what he's supposed to do. And then he had that drop in man coverage. And I also want to point out, Next Gen Stats only had him with 1 catch on 4 targets against man coverage, which that's inaccurate. And we're going to show you guys why, or I'm going to show you guys why. But this is basically a designed play for Rashee Rice, in my opinion. You got Noah Gray is taking that deep route. You've got Xavier Worthy going to the left-hand side. You've got Travis Kelce on that opposite side too. But watch where this goes. This is a designed rollout. So you've got moving the defense to the left. Everything says this is going to the left. Rashee has to keep running his route. Run through the route. Because if you stop, you allow that defense to catch up to you. And Patrick is on his move to the right. So right here, this is where you can see the defense's eyes right here. And this is something that I wanted to point out because it's something he fixes later in the football game. And we're going to show you guys. I'm going to show you that specific thing here. Just keep running. Keep running into space because you've got Travarius Ward carrying this tight end, Noah Gray, here down the field by design. Just keep running into space. Patrick will find you. Just stop. Don't stop. There's no reason to stop there. So I don't like that he just stopped with Patrick moving out of the pocket when it's a designed rollout. And he fixes this later in the game. And I'm excited to show you guys that because games like this, you see where the Chiefs struggle. This play is designed to create an explosive gain from play action, and Rashee Rice just doesn't run through the route. So you have the drop earlier in the football game in the first half where he should have caught that. You have the missed target from Patrick Mahomes in the end zone to Rashee Rice where that should have been a touchdown. And you have another little miscommunication here. It gets more in-depth than just Patrick Mahomes, than just Rashee Rice on this play, who keeps going into a covered zone where Patrick ends up moving up in the pocket and then throwing the football late. This is another designed play for the middle of the field. So Rashee Rice is coming over the middle here underneath, and he's going to stop right here. Travis Kelce is going to be the tight end that goes above, right? He's trying to create that pick in the middle of the field. Noah Gray is going to run to the middle and stop. They run this mesh play a lot, and usually we see a lot of movement. We see a lot of line guys open in that middle part of the field, and that's really where defenses have been more stringent against the Chiefs. And then up at the top here, you've got Juju Smith-Schuster running to the middle of the field. They're going to motion running back over here, and he's just going to the flat. But I want you to, again, to watch what Rashee Rice does and why this is a problem. You're in the middle of the zone right here. You clear, stop. One, as a wide receiver, you've already seen this guy right here. You also have, by knowledge of the play, Noah Gray behind you. You if you want to open up Noah Gray, fine, but right Holmes, and then he's going to move into that zone, into the covered part of the zone. If he just stays there, Patrick will throw this to him. They get a good chunk here on first down. Instead, Patrick is moving up in the pocket for no reason. That's the second part of this play, is that, yes, Rashee Rice doesn't stop and just say I'm open. He keeps moving. But Patrick sees a little bit of a flash here from number 95, who gets taken out by the guard there. And then Patrick is not just stepping up calmly in the pocket. He's not shuffling forward. He is actively running up at this point. He's clearly trying to move. Stop moving. One, you're creating paths for defensive ends and pass rushers to come get you, right? If you move up in the pocket like that too far, these edge rushers can just kind of come off their blocks and come get you, right? It's easier for them to do that. Like if Patrick just steps up right here instead of running into his offensive line, he's going to see Noah Gray open up. So even if he doesn't throw the ball to Rashee Rice, who has stopped right here, if he just stops moving, he makes the job easier for the offensive line, easier on himself. And then we have two guys open over the middle of the field who can get targets and get easy first downs. Noah Gray should have a easy first down here specifically. So he runs into his offensive line and then dirts the football because he's in the wrong spot. Miscommunication with Rashee Rice continuing to run his route, just stop moving, period. And then Patrick Mahomes feeling pressure when it's not there. Look at the pocket. He doesn't have to do this. He doesn't have to create pressure out of nothing. So when we see this happening multiple times throughout a game, his process is so sped up by a little bit of pressure. He needs to slow down. The offense needs to slow down, needs to run the ball a little bit more. And then we'll see some of this continue, especially if they keep running the ball. Maybe not as much as they did against the Colts, but that was a good starting point, somewhere where you can actually see they're attempting to correct something that they have to going forward. And then we have more designs for Rashee Rice. I think that's important to focus on as we get through this. And one of the things that I'm interested in here is this one for me is far more on Patrick Mahomes. They're going to motion Travis Kelce down to get that indicator of man coverage. Rashee Rice has the solo receiver down here at the bottom of your screen. He's just going to win inside quickly on the crosser, and he's going to beat Charvarius Ward to his spot. You've got Travis Kelce once again running in his crosser to the middle of the field, or the opposite middle of the field, and then stopping. Then these are just basically clear out routes. Like you're just taking this to the middle of the field, and Xavier is trying to run an in route against physical man coverage from Sauce Gardner, run the play through, and you're going to see right here, this is where, honestly, Patrick Mahomes just needs to let the ball go. He's going to be IDing space, right? We know the Chiefs run routes to create space. What Tyquan Thornton is doing here, he's going to get three different defenders pretty much on him because of the way that the defense is structured and the way that the offense is structured as well. They're going to create those problems there. So right now, Patrick needs to throw this football. It has to come out now. It has to be fired on a line, and it has to be going right here, right now to Rashee Rice in space on third down. It is the only option in the play. He just has to throw it. It's designed for it. It is there, and he just doesn't do it. Instead, what the Colts do is they do that three-man rush with the spy, and Patrick thinks he can get up and out of the pocket, but he can't. And this is exactly what it is. Like we've seen this time and time again. You've got three-man rush on third down and a spy. Patrick is just going to not see it, and he's going to run right into the pressure. So instead of operating the pocket or just throwing this football to Rashee Rice, even if it's a little bit of a closed window or smaller window, he's just not doing it. If you look around the NFL, you have to be comfortable making throws into tight windows right now. Defenses are getting too good. They are clamping down on underneath routes and playing good man coverage against this Chiefs team. This is open. This is more NFL open than most of these guys. He is clear open, in my opinion. And honestly, if you throw that football out in front of him, he's catching it and running away from Charvarius Ward. So this is just Patrick speeding himself up again. When he's not comfortable, when he is in his own head, this is what we see time and time again. And it's why Lou Anarumo has such success against him, because he's creating pressure and time in his head. And he's not just slowing down a little bit or operating where it needs to go. When plays are drawn up specifically for Rashee Rice and he wins, that just has to get out. There's really no excuse for it. So back when we saw him stop his route, Rashee Rice stop his route in the middle of the field instead of keep going, this is that adjustment to it. So they come in here. They're going to run deep outs on both sides. Win here from Hollywood Brown, quote unquote, win at the release. And Rashee Rice is just going to run to the middle of the field again. But watch what he does when he realizes that zone defense is closer underneath. He's going to adjust his route at the top. That's where him beating zone coverage is so good. So he's going to get his head around right here, realize, okay, if I keep running into this space, these defenders can get to me easily. So we're going to go behind him. Exactly where he's going to find space, right? Because he uses that head manipulation towards Patrick Mahomes to get number 44 to drive where he believes he's going to go. So he drives that way. Patrick does a nice job stepping up in the pocket this time instead of just trying to get out. He steps up and then he moves out, right? He sets himself first. He's not just scrambling to scramble. He buys a little bit of time and then he throws this out to Rashee Rice, who goes and makes the big play. So this is a really nice adjustment from Rashee Rice to see that zone underneath, make them believe he's going to keep driving down the field there, and then break out behind him. And by then, Patrick does a really nice job again of stepping up, finding that space, and throwing it to Rashee Rice on the move in stride where he can make a big play. I like seeing that adjustment throughout the game because you're not going to have perfect plays every single time. I think we've seen them compound bad plays with worse plays from receivers, from quarterbacks, from offensive line at times too. So there's a functionality to the whole offense where if you're seeing mistakes happen and they aren't being corrected throughout the game, that's more coaching, not fixing things throughout the game and not making those adjustments. And I really appreciate what we saw from the Chiefs here. And now this is a 2-play sequence that I'm going to show you guys where, we see Noah Gray on third down go and make that play because he didn't have a choice. But when we see how it's operated, Patrick needs to get this football once again to Rashee Rice. So you've got an inside release to an out route from Xavier Worthy. You get a little bit of delayed release to over the middle of the field from Rashee Rice. You've also got a little bit of the help right here, check down, and then he's going to just run out from Noah Gray to the flat to the right-hand side. But watch Rashee Rice with that little bit of a delay underneath, and he's going to win. It's designed. The reason he can't get it is, Patrick Mahomes is on the run. And we're going to show you guys. This was a well-designed stunt from the Colts up front to get Mike Caliendo and Creed Humphrey. And this is just a fantastic play to get the Chiefs to a 4th and 3. They did confirm that, by the way. I saw a report in an interview from Shane Steichen saying he did not challenge it because they got confirmation from New York that it was, in fact, a completion. So great job from a knocked out Noah Gray to still catch a football. Again, hopefully he is recovering well. Probably not going to play this week. And then you're going to, again, watch what happens here. It's going to be a little bit of a delay and then a loop around, and he's going to attack inside. Really well-designed and well-timed stunt from the Colts where Creed Humphrey can't get to the A-gap fast enough to his right side. Mike Caliendo can't get back around, and before Patrick can actually get to the uncovered Rashee Rice over the middle of the field, he has to throw the football away. So we come back now on 4th down right after, and we give Patrick the answers to the test, right? He's got the standalone receiver, Rashee Rice, at the top of your at the top of the screen here, that 3-by-1 formation. Travis Kelce motions to the right, gives you the man indication. Again, where the Chiefs have struggled are those man coverage opportunities on 3rd and 4th down. They ran it once again. Rashee Rice is going to say, fine, a little bit of a hesitation, and I'm just going to win. This was nuanced a little bit, and it forced a stutter step from Charvarius Ford. Yes, he fell down. He did absolutely fall down, but watch the route, okay? He just kind of gives him a little bit of a step inside, and Ward's trying to not get caught by his own player. And this is a really nice job from Rashee Rice to kind of time that up with where the linebacker goes. I think actually Cody Rogue, one of our members, this is the play you're talking about where they released the opposite side of the crossers, right? Where Kareem Hunt goes to the flat here, forcing the linebacker to have to chase from left side to the right side. And that's going to create a natural pick here because Rice is going to run underneath this and then try to create that natural pick from his man defender. So this might be what you're talking about because they have 2 options here on 4th and 3. They can get it to Rashee Rice, who's going to create that natural mesh concept with the running back, or they can get it to Kareem Hunt in the flat with the run linebacker trying to move over there. So that might be what you're talking about. Hopefully we see more of this going forward because this is where their mesh crossers can actually win quickly and give you answers to the test, like I said earlier. And this is a nice job from Rashee Rice just kind of going up to catch that football. I know I said that this was an inaccurate football and Rashee Rice bailed him out. It is. But they looped around. They did a nice job with the looper this time. You got Latu Latu coming around. Patrick is going to step in around it, right? Step right here. And he can't really set his feet properly but he has to throw that a little bit high because he's rushed, right? He is rushed a little bit. Nice job of Rashee Rice of bailing him out of that situation, and Patrick still getting it to him in a situation where he can go make it happen, right? So, and why I said that it was wrong that he caught only one target on man coverage. Well, we just saw that he beat Charvarius Ward on that man coverage play. And this is another one. You've got Rashee Rice down here in the slot with Kenny Moore in man coverage. He won multiple times in man coverage, by the way. It wasn't just a couple off. He did a really nice job right here using the stem. And if you guys don't know what a stem is, it's that first 5 to 7 yards of your route. And right here, a little bit of a hesitation, stutter step at the top of his release, and then he goes inside and he's going to carry it upfield, okay? Through contact, right? You're forcing that DB, in this case Kenny Moore, to guess when you're going to break off your route and where you're going. If you're going to stack vertically right here, you can go up the field, you can try and go around, or you can break inside on man coverage, and that's what he does right there. Just uncovers quickly, and Patrick Mahomes this time sees it, throws an absolute bullet to Rashee Rice in stride. That's the kind of throw that Patrick Mahomes continues to have to make. These are the throws he has to make every week because teams are going to play man coverage. You're going to get more of it. The Colts played about 40% man coverage in this football game, and it was effective. Xavier really still playing through the injuries. He got free a couple of times, and this one was a really just look at this arm angle, and he just launches it, puts it on the money to Rashee Rice over the middle of the field where he's able to run out in front of it and just go. So he did win multiple times in man coverage in this football game. He did catch 2 of those targets, and he would have had another one if Patrick Mahomes hit him in the end zone instead of putting it behind him where Sauce could make that a little bit more difficult for Rashee Rice. So, and this is the 2-point conversion I want to show you guys because I think it's cool to watch. He almost slips on the letters here. He actually does slip on the letters, and then he's able to make the play, right? So you've got man indicator, zone indicator from Noah Gray, who comes in and goes out. Top of your screen, you've got Juju Smith-Schuster, who's running this shallow cross underneath. Noah Gray is also running a shallow cross underneath. Travis Kelce's going to run another one here. And then you have the running back is going to come up through and do this, all right? This is going to create a lot of movement, right? Even against zone coverage, mesh is not great against zone coverage. But what this is with that single high safety is Rashee Rice is going to run to him and then break outward into space. So if you've got players moving and players running crossers underneath, you've got eyes underneath too. So typically what you see from this corner right here, or this defender right here, as Rashee Rice comes across his face from right here, he's passing him off to the safety because he can't see him anymore. So attention from that defender goes underneath, goes here. It goes here or it goes here to where you have Juju Smith-Schuster. And since Patrick's eyes, again, are here, it could be Juju, it could be the running back. He doesn't know. And then Rashee Rice breaks out and boom, he throws a missile to Rashee Rice, who does a nice job of regaining his feet and then making that catch. So what we are seeing right now is the Chiefs running a little bit more with their running backs properly in the mesh concept, releasing them to the opposite side of where they want to throw it. And in this case, in this situation, you have the running back going to the flat, 2 guys in Noah Gray as well as Juju Smith-Schuster coming underneath, and then Rashee Rice also making it look like he's running the same path, and then he breaks out and into space. That's the kind of scheming and coordination that the Chiefs have to continue to play with in order to make those plays. And then, Rashee Rice helps ice the game right here with this just getting lost in zone once again. But this is part of where we go back to Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy on the same side of the field running their different routes. So you've got all these guys. Hollywood Brown here is going to run to the safety. Okay. We're going to clear out. And then Rashee Rice is going to be in the slot here, but Xavier Worthy is running an underneath route here. And then he's just clearing that linebacker underneath, right? That's what he wants to do. It's all those levels, that the different ways that they can mess with the eyes of linebackers. So you've got number 44 who comes out here, and Rice, sees it, finds it. Kenny Moore is passing off, right? He's kind of making hand motions there, but this is where you see, right? Number 20 has eyes on Hollywood Brown, so he's going to carry him deep down the field. And then this is where the break comes in. Eyes from both these defenders underneath. Sauce Gardner here, linebacker here. And that's why getting past that second level defender and then breaking like Rashee Rice does right here is so important. And look at the pocket. Patrick just stands in the pocket, steps up, and then delivers another football over the middle of the field, that intermediate, deeper part of the field to Rashee Rice for another big explosive play. And that's how they win the football game. Patrick getting more comfortable here. Look, he got to this. This is the kind of footwork he needs to have. He kind of got a little bit too lopsided to the left, but watch how he climbs the pocket. It's not so much the scrambleness, right? He got more comfortable. He set his feet. He got to the top of his drop. Boom. He steps and then he moves up. He makes it easier for the tackles to do their job. He steps to the left and then he throws it to Rashee Rice. That is the kind of pocket mechanic, footwork, and release that he needs to continuously showcase, because he's going to be able to make throws like that consistently throughout the season. And that's how they have to keep playing. We have to keep seeing them get more creative with the running backs out of the backfield, how they are releasing to their routes, creating those mesh concepts, especially against man coverage, while they're still learning, these receivers, on how to get better. And they run Xavier Worthy a little bit more from the slot with Rashee Rice, run them on the same side, run those levels concepts, and get them open over the middle of the field. And that's how I think they can continue to have these kind of offensive performances and create more explosives. Because if you guys pay attention to what Mitchell Schwartz tweets, he made a really good point about how when you're on the field for those long 10, 12, 13, 14 play drives, there are far more opportunities for you to make mistakes. It's so difficult to sustain those drives, and the Chiefs have done a really nice job of making those happen. But if you're not creating explosives at a regular rate, you're far more susceptible to penalties and mistakes, derailing drives and ending in field goals. So plays like this, continuing to operate from a point where Patrick's footwork and mechanics in the pocket consistently get better. They slow down a little bit where he can make plays like this, and then they can release properly against man coverage and create some natural picks like we just saw. That's, I think, how they continue to be explosive, and then they can get back to throwing the ball down the field because they're going to have safeties driving on some of those over routes. I really appreciate what they did to come back and find their form in this game. They have to be consistent with it. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to see them continue to make strides and win more football games. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of not just Rashee Rice, but of how Patrick Mahomes also bounced back with his own pocket mechanics to win this football game. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that sub button right now. Become a member here at Rogue Nation. Again, my name is Daniel Harms. You can find me on Twitter at InHarmsWay19. We will be with you guys on Friday after the game because Thursday's Thanksgiving. So enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy the game. We will see you guys on Friday. Have a great week. And happy holidays.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.